not because of me or the United States, but because of what you've done, you're in a position where the world is recognizing you. You've gained greater global recognition, but you've also, including competing under your own flag. And my Linda, you should meet this young woman. She has to be strong to hold up that gold medal. I lifted it. I had my grandchildren lift it. It must weigh I don't know what. And fortunately, my young granddaughter, who's 12, said, "Pop, what did she win it in?" I said, "Judo." She said, "Like fighting?" I said, "Like judo, yeah." He said, "Boy, she must be strong." But it was wonderful for you to have her at the airport to meet us. You made me a hero with my grandchildren. Mr. President, I commend you for your participation in the wreath laying at Starogradju. I'm mispronouncing it, and I apologize, last month for honoring Kosovo Serb victims of the violence of 1999. And for your words yesterday commemorating the children who were killed in 2003. I know these were controversial decisions in some quarters, but they are very important testimony to the progress that Kosovo is making under you and the leadership of your nation. Today, with both the President and the Prime Minister, we talked about the necessary steps that lie ahead for Kosovo and how the United States may be able to be of continued support and help in that march toward progress. And it starts with pursuing closer cooperation and peaceful negotiations with your neighbors, even your former enemies. President Thaçi and Prime Minister Mustafa have shown great commitment to advancing the EU-facilitated Brussels dialogue with Serbia in order to move toward normalization of relations between Pristina and Belgrade, including not only the demarcation line, which has nothing to do with Brussels, but is a kind of change that has to occur with your neighbors in terms of the Brussels dialogue of moving forward to establish an association of Serb majority municipalities. It will be difficult, but it is necessary and important, urgent work. And I had the same conversation, as I pointed out to you, Mr. President, with Prime Minister Vučić yesterday. We talked about it at length, and he understands, as he expressed to me, the need to move forward as well. Both of you face headwinds in your country on some of this, but you both understand what has to be done. Both sides have a responsibility to follow through on the commitments made in Brussels and to look for new areas to keep the dialogue moving forward once that's done. It can't be the end, it should be the beginning. In spite of a strong minority, a minority view that sometimes is somewhat over the top and not wanting you to sign the agreement you negotiated with Montenegro as an example of your leadership. Standing here before your countrymen and the whole world and saying, this is important. It is a fair agreement. It is a fair agreement. And your commitment to see it come to fruition will have a very positive impact in the region. You know, you've had to make some very difficult decisions and push necessary reforms even when they weren't popular. There is a need to continue. You have been pushing to deal with corruption and organized crime. That's why it's absolutely critical that the government continue to fight impunity by closing the loopholes in the criminal code, professionalize public appointments, and take zero-tolerance approach to corruption, including preventing indicted and convicted officials from continuing in their positions, and increase the democratic accountability of the government. Corruption is a cancer. Corruption is a cancer that eats at the fabric of every society where it exists. And that's not hyperbole. I spend my time on behalf of the President going around the world trying to be of some value added. We always don't make it. But every country that is riven with corruption is a consequence of the last government that they've been able to overthrow or move away from is struggling. They're struggling economically. Corruption is a cancer. And unless it's dealt with, the likelihood of bringing down the unemployment rate, the likelihood of raising the standard of living, the likelihood of Kosovo meeting its potential is not likely. And so ultimately, we hope to welcome a strong, as I said, democratic, multi-ethnic Kosovo as a full member of the European family, free of corruption. But the use of violence, as I said, and intimidation is something that is not tolerable in any modern democracy. Kosovo is not alone. You have friends ready to help all over the world, and no greater friend than the United States of America. We want to help you transform your economy, reduce poverty, and promote a more prosperous future for the people of Kosovo and the children of Kosovo. As you continue to make progress on your democratic path, know the United States is going to continue to be a champion for the people of Kosovo. And we will keep advocating around the world in every international organization for a strong and independent Kosovo that is an integral part of a Europe whole, free and at peace.
Sot është një ditë e veçantë për Kosovën dhe qytetarët e saj. 20 vite më parë, kur qytetarët e Kosovës po luftonim për ekzistencë, kur përballeshim me kërcënimin e shfarosjes nga shteti i Serbisë, në atë periudhë kritike, jo rastësisht Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës dhe konkretisht në atë kohë senatori Biden u bë zëryn. U bë shpresa jonë dhe besimi jonë. T'ju siguroj se dhe çështja e shënimit të vijës kufitare me malin e zi do të përmbyllet shpejt dhe përputhje me interesin ton shtetëror. Marrëveshja e demarkacionit Kosovë-Mali Zi është marrëveshje e drejtë. Ky vendim i Parlamentit Kosovës do ta forcojë shtetësinë tonë, do t'i hapë perspektivë të sigurt integrimit euroatlantik dhe do t'i jap fond izolimit e padrejtë qytetarët e Kosovës për të udhëtuar pa viza në zonën Schengen. Unë dua të jem edhe sot shumë i hapur para qytetarëve të Republikës së Kosovës. Pa kalimin e demarkacionit pa vijës kufitare në mes Republikës së Kosovës dhe Malit e Zi, dhe pa formimin e asociacionit e komunave me shumicë serbe sipas kushtetuesës dhe ligjeve të Kosovës, Kosova do të mbetet e vetmuar dhe izoluar nga bota, apo e lënë anash edhe nga SHBA edhe nga Bruxelli.
Been to Kosovo many times, looking at Mr. Rugovic's photograph, particularly when I speak to you, Mr. President, for Kosovo's independence. You're making me a hero. Of our shared security interests, and that's why you made reference to it a little bit earlier. We'll be better for it. So thank you for all your hard work and your courage. All right.